you want an edge on your sports book? We know that you do, and that's why we are here. Christmas is in the rearview mirror. It was a chalk day in the NBA. Welcome to the Early Edge, the only daily sports betting podcast in your feed before 11 a.m., powered by SportsLine. And this show today dedicated to one of the great champions in NBA history. The great Casey Jones died on Friday at the age of 88. And it was a little apropos that we did all NBA on Friday. So today, there's no NBA. But Casey, we're thinking about you. Let's bring in our cappers on a day where there are 3 NFL games on the docket. The man in the upper right-hand corner. Tom, take the bass out of your voice, Fornelli. You can see him on the HQ PM newsletter, Cover 3 podcast. Tommy, are you ready for a big NFL day?
I am. I hope it's not as chalky as yesterday was.
Very good. I saw what you did there. And then the man on the bottom, he is a professional DFS player, specializing in player projections and predictive data engineering and all that good stuff. Mike, I know you're in Nashville. So happy you're on the show today.
Yes, happy to be here on the show today. Got all the internet connection going on. So definitely agree with Tom there. Let's not have a big, massive chalk day again today, please.
Amen to that. All right, here we go. First game on our board, 1 Eastern time. Bucs giving 9.5. That according to our good friends at William Hill. The total against the Lions in Detroit sitting at 54. Tom, we're going to start with you. Give it to me.
Yeah, my initial inclination here is looking at the Lions and looking at the situation with their coaching staff is to take the Patriots, but I'm a little scared of a spread that large on the road, even against this Lions team I said Patriots, even with this Tampa Bay team. I still got Tom Brady in New England on my mind, but just like you look, Darrell Bevell's gone. He was already the interim coach, and wide receiver coach Robert Prince will be taking over as head coach and play calling duties. Now, Robert Prince has not called plays in about 8 years, and when he last did so, it was at Boise State. He hasn't done it at the NFL level yet, so I'm a bit skeptical of what the Lions offense is going to be able to do. So I'm taking the under in this game because I think that there's a very good chance that the Bucs could get a big lead and get an early lead and just not allow the Lions to score much of anything. So I think the under is the safest play. I also like Tampa laying the points, but I'm going under.
Mike, go ahead. What do you got?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Tom there, but I think the strongest play for me is going to be a player prop. So I'm going to go with Rob Gronkowski over 3.5 receptions, and that's going to be giving you plus money at plus 130. So Gronk has 7 targets in 2 of his last 3 games. This is a great spot for him here. I do think that this game could get a little bit more competitive than we might want it to. So I like it. Look, they're going to be throwing the ball either way, but like I said, I think it's going to be a little more competitive than we might think. And I think we see another 5, 6, 7 plus target game for Gronk. So at plus money over 3.5 receptions.
I've also realized that if you get the double lick from Chief, that means he really likes the pick too.
He loves it.
He loved Gronk over 3.5 catches. All right, game number 2 on our board. 4:30 Eastern time, 49ers at the Cardinals. This is kind of a home game because the 49ers are playing their games in the same stadium as well. The Cardinals giving 5, the total 48.5. There is no room for error when you're talking about Arizona. They are the one team that is benefiting from 7 playoff teams this year. Right now, they're in the 7th spot. Tommy, once again, let's go with you, and Mikey, just piggyback.
All right, you know what? I've changed my mind. I do want some chalk today because I am taking the Cardinals here and laying the points because if you look at this 49ers team, I think the 3 of us might be somewhere on their depth chart. They're missing so many players and having to pull people in. And if you are the Cardinals, like you said, Coach, this is a team that is fighting for that 7th playoff spot to get into the playoffs. If you can't beat the 49ers in this spot, missing as many players as they are, in a road game in your stadium, then you don't deserve to be in the playoffs as it is. So I'm laying the points with the Cardinals. I think this is it's chalky, but it's the right play.
Totally agree there. I will admit it's definitely a chalk play, but this number being anything under 7 is just wrong in my opinion here. I'm going to lay it with Kyler Murray. I think he's going to get it done. As we've talked about, it is a must-win game for the Cardinals here. I think they're going to get it done here. San Francisco is just too depleted at this point. I think Chief could potentially make the roster there for that team right now. So give me the Cardinals -5, and I would play it all the way up to 6.5.
The Cardinals, by the way, 5-0-1 in the last 6 meetings against the spread. Also, this line started, guys, at 2.5. And it's all the way down to 5. So I think everybody is realizing that Vegas had the number wrong when it came out at the start of the week. Quick other little nugget. If you're not a SportsLine member yet, Do it right now. We've got the deal of a lifetime. Use the promo code EDGE, and you'll get free 30 days of all the SportsLine cappers, all the SportsLine picks at sportsline.com and also on the SportsLine app. Again, use the promo code EDGE. All right, the third and final game on the NFL calendar on this Saturday, 8:15 Eastern on the NFL Network. The Dolphins on the road, giving 3 at Las Vegas against the Raiders, the total at 48. There are a lot of moving parts in this game, guys. Break it down for me, Tommy. Let's start with you.
Yeah, I don't have a super high level of confidence in this pick, but this is mostly just a gut feeling because I know Derek Carr is starting, and the prevailing thought all week long after Carr hurt his groin last week was that Marcus Mariota would be starting. But apparently Carr, had a serious groin injury, has miraculously healed. But I don't know how healthy he actually is for this matchup. It's just Miami on the road as a 3-point favorite in the spot. I always have some difficulty trusting rookie QBs as favorites on the road as it is. So I'm just kind of doing a little gut play because I think that maybe the Raiders are being undervalued here. I'm taking the Raiders straight up on the money line to win this game outright. I'm sprinkling a little bit on there.
I like that quite a bit. I think that if I had to play a side on the game, it would definitely be with the Raiders. It's also Miami traveling across the country on a holiday week here. Mine might be a little elsewhere, but I'm going to take the over 48 as I just think this game could potentially turn into a shootout with these two offenses. We know the Raiders can't really stop anyone here. So look for this game to go over the total, whether it's going to be Derek Carr, Mariota. If Carr can finish the game, maybe he can't. Both have shown that they are capable of running the offense, in my opinion. So give me the over 48.
Clearly, the NFL schedule makers, guys, did not think Miami would be in this position when they made the schedule this year. This is the first road game since week 12. They finished the season at Vegas today, and then they have to go to Buffalo in week 17. So a tough hill to climb when you've got the Ravens that are tied with the same record for that 7th spot. So absolutely no room for error when we're talking about the Dolphins today. Okay, I want to do a favorite play outside of the NFL. Anything that you would like? Tommy, let's start with you. What do you like?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the college level for this one. I'm looking at the bowl game between Coastal and Liberty, and I think the spread is a little too large. I think what's happening is, today is featuring 3 bowl games, all filled with group of 5 teams, but Coastal Carolina is the only one of those teams with a number next to its name in the rankings, and I think that's causing a lot of the general public to overinflate how good it is, especially against a Liberty team that was really good this year. It picked up a couple wins against ACC teams, and I think there's an extra motivating factor here in that Hugh Freeze is the coach at Liberty, and for a while, most people thought Hugh Freeze was going to be getting one of those open SEC jobs this year, whether it was at South Carolina or Auburn, and he got passed up for both of them. So I think we might see a little revenge game from Hugh Freeze here. He might want to make a statement to the schools that passed up on him as he's going to be at Liberty for another season. And I think that, I don't know if they're going to beat Coastal outright, but I do think Liberty is a much better team than this spread suggests, and they're going to cover at a minimum.
Yeah, I agree there. If I had to lean on that game, it would certainly be the points with Liberty. For my play, I'm going to head to the NBA. We're going to look at the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Utah Jazz. So both of these teams won their first game and covered the spread. Minnesota had D'Angelo Russell, who missed shoot-around and didn't get to start the game there, while the Jazz won in a blowout fashion, essentially with a 20-point win over the Trailblazers. That has inflated this number in the market all the way up to 8, as my simulations have it at 5.9, which is going to give you a pretty meaningful edge here in the NBA. So I'm going to be taking the points at +8 with the Minnesota Timberwolves here.
Yeah, it's always amazing in the first month of the year, every year with the NBA and basketball, how numbers fluctuate depending on the last game, and they play so frequently that it always jumps from one to another. All right, a lot of picks here. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. We're going to recap right now, and these are all going to be winners. We're taking it straight to the pay window. All right, Tommy is on the Bucs and Lions under at 54. Loves the Cardinals -5 and the Raiders money line bringing back +140. And then in his anything pick, he likes Liberty in their bowl game +7 against Coastal Carolina. Mike, his prop bet in the first game, over 3.5 catches for Rob Gronkowski. He's also on the Cardinals -5, as is RJ White, Hammer and Hank Goldberg, and the maestro Larry Hartstein from the SportsLine app. Everybody is hammering, no pun intended, the Cardinals today. Also, the Raiders over 48, Mike likes. And then his anywhere pick, Timberwolves +8 on the road at Utah. That'll do it for us. For Tom, Fornelli, Mike, McClure, and Jacob, the jeweler, the producer that puts it all together. I am your leader, the coach. Let's have a big day. And remember, we're here 7 days a week. We'll be right back here on Sunday morning for the only place for your daily early edge.